evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Amelia Marquez. In tonight's news, Tullahoma is getting ready to crack down on delinquent property taxpayers. Public Works Director Wayne Limbaugh is retiring at the end of the month, and the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center is planning a big art show next Sunday. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Welcome back. Tullahoma City Attorney Steve Worsham presented a plan to the City Board of Mayor and Aldermen Monday night to collect delinquent property taxes.
Mr. Bowles asked us to look into the possibility of initiating an action to try to retrieve taxes from a number of delinquent taxpayers in this town. As you know, annually we file suits against all the people for 2 years of previous taxes to collect them on an annual basis 1 year after they have become delinquent, and we've been pretty successful in collecting those taxes. The county has had some tax sales, and at those tax sales, if there are persons who purchase the property, they will generally pay the city taxes as well as the county taxes in order to get clear title to the property. But some people have learned that the city of Tullahoma does not on a regular basis have any tax suits themselves and tax sales themselves, nor does the city of Manchester. And these people, by paying their county taxes, avoid a tax sale, and therefore we've had an accumulation of city taxes that have not been paid. So we're going to look into the possibility of doing that. I've checked with the clerk and magistrates in Chancery Court that those tax sales are actually conducted, and I'm hopeful that we can develop a plan and a procedure for doing that, and hopefully we can collect a lot of PIP money if people don't come forward and pay those taxes.
Tullahoma Public Works Director Wayne Limbaugh is retiring after a long and distinguished career. City Administrator Jody Bolt spoke about Limbaugh's service to the city at Monday night's meeting.
I'd like for Mr. Limbaugh to come forward. Wayne has been a department head since I've been with the city, and before that time he started in 1994, and so he's had many years of distinguished service with the city. He's really been a rock of Tullahoma as far as steadfastness and diligence in his job. And you're Director of Public Works. It's a very difficult job. You have a lot of demands put on you by both the citizenry as well as the city administrator and the board of mayor and aldermen. I mean, you're pulled in a whole lot of different directions, and you never have enough money to do everything you need to do. And but Wayne has done an outstanding job of managing, having a lot of balls in the air, and he's a great juggler of time and people and projects. But in the end, he has been very successful in getting the projects done. So we just want to take this opportunity to thank Wayne for his years of service, and we'll have staff is going to do a few little events for him later in the week, so he's not out of here yet. but this obviously is his last meeting before the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. And so we wanted to take a little time to thank him for his service. And so I would like to present to you congratulations on your retirement in appreciation of your leadership, integrity, and distinguished service to our community. Thank you.
We'll be right back in a moment after these messages.
Have you ever been involved in one of these? And you need one of these? Then look no further than the Russell Barnett Certified Collision Center. With a state-of-the-art facility, aluminum capabilities, lifetime paint guarantee, Russell Barnett Auto Rental, claims assistance from start to finish. We are here to serve you. So stop by and let us show you why we are #1, the Russell Barnett Certified Collision Center.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. Monday night was the last official city meeting for Alderman Mike Stanton, who after serving 9 years on the board is not seeking re-election in the August 3rd city elections. Fellow board members said goodbye to Alderman Stanton and wished him well in future endeavors.
I think it's appropriate that we pause when we first thank Mr. Stanton for a job well done. And I want to give everybody an opportunity to say anything that you'd like to say in recognition of his 9 years of service to the community. So we'll start. Whoever would like to say anything, recognize you at this time.
Well, it seems like I always get to go first on these things. And they never know what's going to come. I could gig him, and I could just never know. But Mike is, I have found this. I worked with him at Tullahoma High School, and I found out that if he sets his mind at something, forget it, because he's not going to change. And one thing here, he set his mind that he was going to do Dream Tullahoma. He did. He did an outstanding job with it. He was going to put those planes on those poles, and those planes ended up on the poles, and especially the kids, they really love those planes, especially since they got to paint them themselves. But he's done an outstanding job.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to say that I've enjoyed my 4 years working with you. You have been nothing but supportive and informative to me, and have served our community well. And I know that everybody appreciates your service and everything you do. He said you give 100% when you're involved in something, and we all do appreciate that.
Thank you.
So thank you for your service.
Appreciate it very much.
I'd like to say that I've enjoyed working with you the short time that we've had. It hadn't been that long, but I've known of him for a long time, most of my life, and I've always heard good things about you, and I've learned good things about you since I've known you. So it's a blessing just to have worked with you. And I think if I had the job that the business that you're in, so you're traveling business, I might have been out of here a little before now, maybe, because I know your wife is tickled to have you where you're going to be. Maybe travel more, go with her more, but so that's a blessing in itself right there. Just to, maybe that's your hobby, new hobby now. Anyway, that's a good one.
Thank you.
And we appreciate all you've done.
Appreciate it.
Thank you
very much.
Colleague, friend, old neighbor, thank you for your service to our community. Until you've sat in these chairs and had to vote with some of the votes we've had, it's hard to know, but we know. And I appreciate, what all you've done. You've been a busy person over the last 8 years. I can remember one hot July 4th. I think he was one of them, was having to put stickers on.
Yeah, I was another one.
And Steve Cope was too. He's not in here, I don't think. But that was part of the process back back that was 9 years ago or 10 years or however long ago it was. But we will miss you. I know that Miss Sarah will not miss you being, up here. She'll be glad for you to be home. The spouse of an elected official should be commended as well. Thank you, Miss Sarah, for letting him do this.
I'd like to tell the board when I first met Mike Stanton. 1968. It's a long time ago, Mike. Mike and I were fledgling TSSAA basketball officials. And we ran up and down, we got assigned several games together. And we've run up and down basketball courts all over this district, from that district being from Waynesboro to McMinnville, right? Summertown, Loretta, Blanche, Flintville, Elton. I mean, in the winter time when sometimes half the games get canceled on account of weather and you have to make up on a Saturday. So that's how I met Mike. I've known him since, and what a wonderful experience it's been for me to now serve with him. And Mike, we're going to miss you, bud.
Notwithstanding all of the things that have been said, I'm sure not mischievously, but when I think of Mike Stanton, I think of a team player. I think of an individual that takes his responsibilities very seriously, someone that's always prepared. And your fingerprints on a lot of good things that have happened in our community, not just the past 9 years, but the times that you've been in Tullahoma. And I just want you to know that on behalf of all the folks in Tullahoma, we appreciate you, we appreciate your service, we appreciate Sarah and your family. We appreciate your time, your energy, and your expertise that you've given to our community. So on behalf of everybody, we do appreciate you and wish you the very best in the future.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank the citizens of this community for electing me 3 times. I want to thank you, Mayor, for your leadership. Tullahoma has gone, since you've been mayor, to new heights, without question. Great leadership. I want to thank Mr. Baltz, best city manager in the state.
I agree.
I want to thank all the department heads, all the staff. There's not, as I told Mrs. Bryce the other day, there is not a weak link in this city. It's amazing how many people do their job and care. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. I want to thank my colleagues here. Your support, your expertise, your advice, your agreement, your disagreement. It all helped to make my terms complete, and I just appreciate you all very much.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up after these messages.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home, our family caring for your family since 1932.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. The Tullahoma Fine Arts Center is planning an art show next Sunday at the center. John Gray spoke with two of the artists who will be displaying their work at the event.
We have representatives from the Art Center today here, and we're going to do a couple of segments on that. I was on the board of the Art Center for some time, and it's very, very important to me that these facilities like this stay open. You have some extra money, go put it in a box at the Art Center, the Science Center, South Jackson Civic Center. All right, so we have two artists here, and your name, young man, is?
Jacob Parnham.
Jacob Parnham.
I'm Susie Lowry.
Susie Lowry, and you're both from Manchester?
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
All right, give us a little clue about what the event is that's going to be going on at the Art Center.
Well, it's supposed to be a showcase of various artists that are
local area.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
and when is this supposed to happen?
It is August the 6th. At 2 o'clock, is that when it starts?
2 to 5.
2 to 5 on Sunday. It's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a one-day. This will be a one-day show.
That's the opening day. I think the art stays there for
Probably
several
a month.
weeks.
Yeah,
I think
probably
so.
something like that. Well, that's great. So, Jason, right?
Jacob,
what got you involved in art?
In 5th grade, I learned origami, and as I did it to keep my attention, I
not to have to listen to the teacher.
Well, I fidget a lot with my hands,
okay,
so I would
understand.
fold while the teacher was teaching, and I got to where I was making like bouquets of flowers and stuff. So when I saw wire art, I thought that can't be too much different from origami. So I tried that, and I like how it lets me really invent stuff. I couldn't really do my own origami, quote unquote. I had to do whatever folds I could find, and wire art I can make whatever I think about.
All right. Now you said that you were going to Tennessee Tech?
Yes, sir.
And you're studying
mechanical engineering.
Well, no wonder you like to fold stuff and find planes, and your mind works that way.
Correct.
And so this is for you is a hobby, a good hobby.
Yes, sir.
To be creative. You continue. I would imagine you will continue with this. So you like the wire.
Yes, sir. It's very fun to think of different things I can make just by bending stuff and pinching it with pliers and turning it into this stuff.
Did you ever think about being an orthodontist?
No. don't like teeth.
Don't like teeth. And what about you?
Well,
tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I was an art teacher in Coffee County for 10 years or so, and the art teacher in Manchester City Schools for 10 years. And I decided, always thought I'd be a painter when I grew up, so I'm running out of time, and I decided this was me growing up, and so I just quit my job teaching and decided to start painting. And so there's that.
Round of applause for you.
Yeah, thanks. I was a little nervy, jump out into space like that.
Chances and change and all that kind of stuff is wonderful. You get to do what you want with your life, no matter what they tell you,
That's true.
You get to make your own choices, and that's a brave and bold thing to do. And so I guess you've been involved in art then, seeing how you've been teaching it at the school level. When did you draw as a child?
I did. I wasn't a very good student. I didn't learn how to read till I was an older child, but I have a very active right brain, which let me make things for my teachers, like bulletin boards and drawings, and kind of put me back in feeling confident again about myself. And I like to recycle, make a lot of recycled art. Those old windows on the side of the road that people throw away, so I take those and make stained glass windows with them or paint on them. I etch them and paint on them. And anyway, so I can find art. I can find things to do almost anywhere I look. There's something to make art with. So.
Well, this is Sunday. The 3rd?
It's the 6th. Yes.
6th at the Fine Arts Center.
Right.
And that's the opening, and that's from 2 to 5.
We'll be right back in a moment.
Buying a vehicle can be hard. It's even harder if you have poor credit health. But let the team here with Dr. Credit at Russell Barnett Kia help you. With our guaranteed credit approval process, we can help you find your next vehicle. But don't just take that from me. Here's a few of our customers and what they had to say.
They said they could approve us, and then the next thing was how much monthly. I thought it was going to be way too much. And sure enough, he did it what we asked for, what we needed it to be. He did it within. He will help you out.
Schedule your appointment with Dr. Credit at Russell Barnett Kia so you can drive away happy.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's going to be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. A dip in the swimming pool is a great way to cool off as we face record high temperatures this time of year, but you don't want to let needless accidents spoil your fun. Let's watch this video to learn how to stay safe while enjoying those pools.
When there's the potential for trouble, my boy is going to find it. So I pool safely by staying within arm's reach. No matter what kind of pool, lifeguards or not, a designated adult watches the kids. When I'm the water watcher, I move my chair near the edge. I do a regular head count and step in when there's too much horsing around. When there's a group of kids and parents, we always know who the water watcher is, and we always keep track of our own kids. And when swim time is over, when the kids are out of the pool area, is when I make phone calls, respond to texts, and chat with friends.
I do everything I can to keep the kids I sit safe, starting with always keeping an eye on them. A pool fence is also a super important way to pool safely. It's a physical barrier that keeps kids out of the pool. Fencing needs to be at least 4 feet high, ideally 5, and impossible to climb. It has to have a gate that closes and latches securely on its own, and a latch release knob that cannot be reached by little ones. It should surround the entire pool, but if your home creates a fourth wall that blocks off the pool area, make sure you install and use door alarms. A fence is the guardian that's always vigilant, but it doesn't replace supervision and water safety skills. If the family I babysit for has a pool, I make sure to talk to them about the system of safety they use, and then add my own steps.
Jake is 3, which means he's quick, agile, and super curious. So we pool safely with a couple of alarms. One goes off when the back door that leads to our pool is opened. The other is in the pool itself and goes off when something falls in the water. This way, if a neighbor's child or a friend or even Jake somehow gets to the pool without anyone knowing, I'll know about it instantly. There are many alarm choices. Ones for house doors, the pool gate, surface wave, and underwater alarms, even ones that your child can wear. We chose the system that works best for us. You can choose the system that works best for you. And remember that close supervision is always a requirement.
My girl is always curious, and that can be dangerous in a pool or spa. We pool safely by staying away from drains, skimmers, pipe and vacuum lines, and other pool equipment that can pose a danger to swimmers. It may sound strange, but whenever we go to a new pool, I make sure to ask about new safety drain covers. They can help prevent swimsuit straps, jewelry, and hair from getting entangled, and they are shaped to prevent suction from trapping a person. Plus, public pools and spas are required by law to have them. My daughter teases me for being a safety drain cover geek, but she's worth it. We know that simple steps save lives.
Drownings and close calls are 8 times more likely to happen to kids who can't swim. or to kids being supervised by adults who can't swim. It's why swimming lessons are a crucial water safety step. In fact, swimming is the only sport that can save a life, and lessons are available to kids and adults of all ages. To know what's right for your child, do what I did and ask your pediatrician. Then ask your swim instructor to include other age-appropriate water safety skills. For lessons, try your local Y, American Red Cross chapter, or community pool. But remember, even good swimmers can drown, so make sure there's always supervision.
Most of us know someone who has had a close call in the water. Unfortunately, my close call is about me and my son. It was at a pool without a lifeguard, but with lots of people. By the time I got to him, he was unconscious. I pulled him out and had to perform CPR. It worked. Now I take a CPR refresher course every year through the American Red Cross. It's how I pool safely, and it's something we all can do to build our own water safety skills. Take a CPR course, please, because you never know which step will save a life, until it does.
Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
The Russell Barnett Automotive family has launched its new Owner Advantage program. It starts as simple as your first year's maintenance is included with the purchase. We have 1 year, 3 year, 5 year plans available. Car detailing, car rental, collision repair. Stop by one of our 5 locations and let one of our certified sales staff tell you all about it. The Russell Barnett Automotive Family Advantage program. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
At the time, maybe you were just building a bridge, a business, or a community. Maybe you were simply working for a home or a better tomorrow. At the time, you served out of duty and love of country. But in that time, we see a legacy created, an American dream lived. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1952 at 105 degrees. The record low was in 1962 at 54 degrees. Average high on this day is 89 and the average low is 67. Showers are in your forecast for tonight with a low expected around 72. Storms in the forecast for Friday with a high of 85 and a low of 68, and partly cloudy weather expected on Saturday with a high of 84 and a low of 63. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
And from all of us on Newsleader 6 wishes you and your families a beautiful weekend. Thank you.